Nicky Hawkins, I normally say outside the London Stadium, but I'm not. I'm inside my house, West Ham Fan TV. Just watched the Wolves game. We got annihilated, John.
Mate, we saw it coming. Absolutely saw it coming. But as always, mate, I try and focus on the positive first, even though there's not much positives to go on. Great try by Fornals right at the start. Could have changed the game. Good to see how brilliant Rice was playing in defence. You know, getting back to his natural position. But you know, it's as good movements from Noble for over quite a fair bit. I thought Ngaki was playing okay once everybody started growing into it. Because let's face it, mate, Wolves didn't get out of the second gear, and we hardly got out of first. You know, and it was.
Have we got any more gears, John? That's the problem, isn't it?
Not with having what seems to be three very, very needed players out: Allaire, Snodgrass, and Ogbonna. Maybe those three other players that need to make the difference, or at least two of them, because we, you know, Ogbonna's our hammer of the season for the majority of us. Playing Bowen up front on his own was a big risk, massive risk, but we didn't have the options to do it. I mean, apart from, I don't understand why Xande Silva didn't come on at some point, but being half time at 0-0, I thought, okay, I thought it was not too bad, and then Santo clearly notices that Antonio's knackered and brings his doppelganger on and completely changes the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you say about Haller and Ogbonna and there are players there that are perfectly capable of, you know, players like Anderson, who was absolutely awful today, you know, and I've said this all along. I've said this all the way through lockdown. When this restarts, we need the mentality. We don't seem to have the mentality, and someone like Anderson epitomises that, because he just strolls around like he's training every day.
Well, a lot of us were saying that maybe not having any fans there is going to give him a confidence boost.
Oh no, I don't.
Today's been
fans, mate. I don't think it's the fans. I think it's just his attitude in general.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. It's just literally the fact that it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. Moyes was saying in his post-match interview, I was about to say post-match point then, but his post-match interview was the fact that you know, the fans maybe could have G'd us on when he needed to. I mean, how can you use that as an excuse? Sorry, but no. It's just at the end of the day, the attitude wasn't there. I mean, the majority of the games we've seen this week, every game started slow. I mean, but fortunately, Palace have beaten Bournemouth as it stands at the moment, and that's given us a bit of impetus. But we shouldn't be relying on other teams to do the jobs for us to keep us up. We need to be showing that fight. I thought Fornals played well. I thought Souček was doing well, and Antonio played his heart out. It's just it wasn't a team. It was a group of individuals, and only about 2 or 3 maximum were actually playing as a team.
Well, they need to find something else, mate, because we've got 2 tough games coming up.
I know, and that's what I'm worried about. As I say, why Moyes couldn't have brought on, taken Antonio off and put Bowen on the right and put Xande Silva up for about 10, 15 minutes, see what happens. Give him a chance. I mean, if Allaire's not going to be fit for Tuesday, then we are knackered. We've got no natural striker out there.
It's the price,
goal poacher.
Mate. We've been. I'll be honest with you. We've been dicing with death all season. We've only had him as a first team striker, and we we've all said many a times, you know, although he hasn't performed brilliantly this season, he's the only striker we've got.
Yeah,
more or less. I don't really count it yet.
More or less. Yeah, competent enough to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also at the same point, Diop's got to look at himself for that first goal. Stood there absolutely ball
he got caught
going
in
over his head,
man, mate. Yeah,
and then likewise with Fredericks and Yarmolenko for exactly the same scenario for the second. You could see Neto running completely off camera, running straight to it, completely unmarked. Again, wallop straight in and crack it, thunderbolt of a goal. Let's not be beat around the bush. They were 2 very good goals from him, but they could have easily been stopped if the guys were paying attention. Simple as that.
Last question, John. Do you think we go down?
I don't want to say. I don't want to jinx it too early, mate. But part of me is saying yes if we don't see an attitude increase in the next 2 or 3 games. But I genuinely think we've got the ability to try and get 9, maybe 10 points out of the 9 games. I'm hoping we can get a point against Villa at the end of the season. I'm hoping we can get something against when we play Norwich, maybe get something out of Newcastle. It's gonna be tricky because, like you say, mate, we've got a difficult run coming up, and if you get to double digit points, I'd be very, very happy, but I can't see it.
John, thank you very much, sir.
Good to see you, mate. You take care.
And you, mate. Thank you very much.